Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, and I am flying solo today. Guys, Tim is taking the week off. He is spending time with family and loved ones, as all of us should be doing over the holidays. So I'm running solo on this one. But guys, today I am going to talk to you about 3 ways to crush shit tests like an Aikido Master. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been getting tests over the holiday season. I'm seeing the posts in both our free Facebook group, but also seeing it in our private community for alumni and people going through our current programs. Today, I'm going to give you 3 simple, relatively simple ways that you can crush or parry those shit tests, and 3 things that I do in my marriage and in my other relationships, quite honestly, that you can use anytime. So you can use these not only in your marriage, but also use these with your friends and in business settings. Before I do that, guys, I want to just give you guys kind of a public announcement. Guys, I get a ton of messages on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on even our private group. I'm getting a lot of messages from you guys, and I would love to take the time to personally respond to each and every one of you. But the sheer volume that I get on a given day prevents me from responding with the depth and really the desire that I have and the depth that you deserve. So guys, just know I can't get back to those individual messages. Please post your questions into the groups. That way I can get through there. And if I don't get time to do it, one of the other coaches or advisors can get to you. You see, guys, I eat my own cooking. I spend my time with my kids and my family because I've created this lifestyle, the lifestyle that most of you are looking to create and the relationship you're looking to create. So I don't have the 6 to 8 hours it would actually require each day for me to respond to all the messages I'm getting. So I apologize, guys. Know that my desire is there. I really want to work with you. And that's one of the reasons I take the time to do this podcast, as well as Tim, is we really want to get back to you guys and try to answer these questions. And that brings me to today's topic, right? 3 ways to crush shit tests like an Aikido Master. Really what we're doing is a lot of you guys are posting about this. You're experiencing this over the holidays. You're starting to do some of the work. And I want to congratulate you guys that aren't just listening to these podcasts or aren't just taking the activation method. You're actually applying the things that we're teaching you. You're taking time to do the work, right? If you were on the last webinar I did for the free webinar for everybody, those of you that applied the work, you guys got results, amazing results, some of you. And I love the messages that I'm getting in from you guys. And we'll do more on this in other webinars. So stay tuned to the Facebook group. And most of you are going to get shit tests. You see what happens, guys, is when we start to change, our wife is going to test us, right? The people around us are going to test us. Is this real? Now, especially if they're going to see the changes in us that they've wanted to see for a long time. So, for example, I know when I started to do the work, my wife was curious, right? She was curious, who is this guy? All of a sudden, I'm showing up like more the man that she always saw me to be. She started seeing me acting as if I was going to be this man, and it scared her, right? And this is what's happening to you guys with a lot of your wives. Once you start doing the work and becoming a powerful man, right? And you are a powerful man already, but you're showcasing the powerful man inside of you. The women around you, they're going to get scared. Why are they going to get scared? Well, they're going to get scared because they've been hurt by you before. They've had this vision of you of being this man of their dreams when they said, I do. And they looked you in the eyes with that admiration, that love, and that glimmer. You saw it when you first got married, when you were dating. And over time, that heart got closed down. They got disappointed. For some reason or another, you guys turned into friends, right? And maybe not even good friends at this point. Everybody's at different stages. And so now you're starting to show up as the man. You're starting to do the things. Your wife is starting to be seen, heard, desired, all the things a woman wants. And she's scared. She's like, is this for real? If I open my heart and give this man the driver's seat again and let him drive our marriage and our relationship, is he going to let me down? So she's got to test you, right? She's got to test you. It's kind of like that. We use that analogy. If there's a ship at sea and there's a storm and it sees a lighthouse, if that lighthouse has been going on and off for years, for some of you months, for some of you decades, that you've just not shown up the way you know you can. And it's not your fault. I get it, right? We're trying the best we can. We've tried the nice guy route. That didn't work. But now that you're actually doing the right things, right? The way that we teach you through the powerful man, the movement, now she wants to make sure that lighthouse is going to stay on. right? How does she know that it's safe to go to harbor, right? It's safe to go out into the storm and come back safely if she doesn't know the lighthouse is going to stay on. And so that's why she's going to test you, right? She's going to test you time and time again. And frankly, it's because she doesn't trust it. She wants it. She desires it. She's excited about it. She's hopeful, but she's scared. She's scared she's going to get hurt again. So, how do we handle these shit tests or fitness tests, depending on what you want to call them? The tests that our spouse gives us to test us. So, the first one, right, is one of my favorites. I use this in business at times, but this is one you can really use if you're in a social situation, and you can use it in a social situation with your wife. So, I'll set the scene here, guys. So something's going on and your wife just starts hammering in on you, right? She starts saying, geez, you never do anything right. I can't believe it. Every time, you do this with the kids, you forget this, you forget that, whatever the scene may be, right? A simple Aikido move here is, are you okay? That's all you have to do with a very inquisitive mind. Ask the question, are you okay? Now, what this does is it triggers in her mind that maybe what she's doing isn't okay. So this is a psychological trick here. And again, you can do this with anybody that's attacking you or making fun of you. I like this one when I teach clients to do this in social situations where somebody tries to out alpha them and make them the butt of their jokes. Instead of reacting, right? When you react, you get triggered. And that means you've given them control, right? You've given them the power. As an example I like to use is if I told you right now that you have a small dick, right? You're going to get upset if you think you might have one. If I say you're fat, you're going to get upset if you think you're fat. Now, if you're ripped and you've got a six pack and I say you're fat, you're going to laugh at me because you're like, that's just not true, Doug. If I say you're purple, you have no emotional reaction because you know you're not purple. But it's when I say something that you believe about yourself that you get upset. And that's why this is such a great move here. So if I attack you again, let's say you're overweight. Let's say you're 40 pounds overweight. You put on some weight, you're in your 40s or 50s or so, and you've let yourself go a little bit. If I say, God, man, you look horrible. You're fat. If you just stop and look at me with an inquisitive, are you okay? Right away, everybody that's there, either the person, if it's just even a one-on-one situation, they're going to look and say, that wasn't a cool statement to make. That wasn't a nice thing to say. And you're going to regain the power in that moment by simply that phrase, are you okay? And what happens more often than not that I've experienced, and clients have reported this back, guys that we work with, is that when they ask, are you okay? Oftentimes the person breaks down a little bit because they realize, no, I'm not okay. You see, guys, for the men that haven't been going through our programs, the men that have been going through our programs, I'll say, they report back that almost all their friends admit that things aren't going well in their marriage. Things aren't going well in their lives. And they become the lighthouse to the people around them. And when people see you as the lighthouse, they start to open up to you because you can shine upon them. So that simple statement of, are you okay, really breaks the pattern. It breaks the pattern that they're in. And this will go on with your wife as well. So when your wife starts making fun of you or she belittles you in any way, shape, or form, or attacks you, don't allow yourself to be triggered. Just simply ask, are you okay? And do it like from a place of concern. And when you come from a place of concern, you're going to get such a better response, right? You're going to get a response. One is you're going to shock her. You're going to throw her back on the heels and she's not going to know what to do. So try that one. The second one, number 2, smile and hug her. Now, what do I mean by that? So something that I've used to my advantage when my wife and I were fighting at the time is I started to picture my wife as a 5-year-old girl, right? Most of our patterns, studies have shown, come from when we're young at age, usually around 5 years old. That's kind of the average age. Now, there is more, right? It happens younger and happens a little later, but 5 is a good one. So imagine a 5-year-old girl attacking you verbally. You would just smile and give her a hug because that girl's sad, right? The only reason that little girl would attack you is because she's scared and she's sad. It's the only reason. Nobody else would do that. So just smile and pull her in. And this is something I actually learned from my wife who coaches women, is that most women just want you to pull them in. And so they're vying for your attention. They want to see if you're really, really there. Are you solid? So my wife still tests me, guys, all the time. And that's a little hint here. When do the tests stop, Doug? Guys ask me all the time. Never, never, ever, ever will these tests ever stop, and nor should they. They keep us on our toes, right? And when we're solid in our power, we can handle them with no problem, like an Aikido master. So next time your wife attacks you, and you can use the "Are you okay?" But maybe it's a better time when she's frustrated. You can tell she's had a bad day at work or with the kids or whatever, and she starts yelling at you because you've come in later, you've left your clothes on the floor. Just smile and pull her in close. And she might fight you a little bit, right? She might fight you and hurt you. Just pull her in tightly and say, "Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you. I got you." And let her know that you're her rock. You are the one that is going to be there for her no matter what. You are the lighthouse. The lighthouse doesn't shine when it's perfect conditions. It doesn't only turn its light on for the boats it likes. It only doesn't turn its light on when the weather's okay and turn it off when it's not. That's what most of us have done, right? We run away or we fight, or when things aren't easy, we just turn ourselves off, right? We disassociate or disconnect. She doesn't want that. She wants to know that lighthouse, is it going to be on every time I come in, every time there's a storm in my world? Because feminine energy is a storm. It's a wild dance. It's a wild dance. And if you want that wild dance in your bedroom, guys, you got to be able to hold and handle that wild dance outside the bedroom first. So this is a great one to do. Now, I'm not saying you just grab and you hold your wife too hard when she doesn't want you. You guys should know. You guys are adults. You'll know when someone's kind of pushing away, when they really just need to be held. And 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, when I do this with my wife, she just melts into my arms. She just melts, just like that 5-year-old. I have a little daughter. She's going to be turning 2. Same thing. Sometimes she throws little tantrums. And the reason she throws tantrums is she can't handle her energy, right? The emotions, the things that are going around her. She's trying to figure out her world. And she's trying to push up against the barriers, just like any kid does, because they want to know, where are the barriers? Where are the boundaries? And if the boundaries aren't solid, a kid can't grow in a stable environment. The same thing is with your wife, right? So when I grab my daughter and I hold her in tight, even if she pushes me or hits me, I just hold her because I'm her dad and I love her unconditionally. She melts in my arms. My wife does the same thing. So number 2, smile and hug her, right? Smile and hug her and just don't worry about it. And again, picture her like that 5-year-old girl. Don't belittle her. Don't look down on her. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just hold her like that 5-year-old girl. Just like when I get together with my guy friends, I always say all men, when they get together with their friends, turn into 14-year-old boys, given the right circumstances. Isn't that true? Right? I was just talking to a business owner, a very successful guy who went on a guy's trip, and he and I were talking, having a glass of whiskey, just shooting the stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, man, it was, we're at this golf trip, and next thing you know, we start wrestling." And these are buddies he's had since high school. So they had the history to go back to being 14-year-old boys. And I said, "Look, all guys are 14-year-old boys given the right circumstances." And he agreed. And for those of you guys that were in Tulum, we had a number of 14-year-old boy experiences, so to speak, where we're able to let our guard down. Well, this helps me to look at my wife like a 5-year-old girl, because my wife is testing me. It's because she's scared. Otherwise, she wouldn't test me. We'd have a conversation about it, right? My wife's a very intelligent, beautiful woman. We can have an in-depth conversation about something. But when she's triggered, when she's scared, when she's hurt, she's going to lash out and test me to see, is that boundary, is my man strong enough to protect me, to hold me? And that's when I pull her in. I smile. "Baby, I got you." I pull her in. I hold her tight. Number 3, my favorite, my absolute favorite Aikido move here during a shit test is I laugh. I laugh. Well, you got to do this in the right way, and I've definitely done it the wrong way. Let me first tell you how it works, and then I'll tell you the right and the wrong way to do this, guys. First of all, the reason this works is you're making light of the situation. It's not affecting you, right? The lighthouse doesn't get affected when the waves crash on its shores, right? You're like Teflon. So again, I'll go back to that analogy. If I call you purple right now, you're purple. How triggered are you? Are you triggered at all? What if I say, "You know what? You're a horrible lover and a horrible husband"? Some of you guys are getting pissed, right? It's rising up with you. You might not be like, "Doug, that's from you. So, you don't know me." But if your wife said that to you, if your wife said you're purple in public, you wouldn't care. But if your wife said you're a horrible lover in public, ooh, that's a different story. That's a different story, isn't it? Now, not saying she should say that at all. And she's not right to say that. It's absolutely wrong. And there needs to be boundaries in a relationship. But I'm just relaying to you what's going on. So if my wife calls me purple, I'm going to laugh because it's ridiculous. If my wife tests me, I'm going to laugh because it's ridiculous. I'm Doug. Period. I am solid in my power. I'm solid in who I am as a man. I've been through the activation method, through the alpha reset, right? And continued on. I've continued day in and day out to get better at who I am as a man, how I show up with my alpha rise and shine and my alpha decompression, right? I do it every day, just like brushing my teeth, just like taking a bath, guys. Something you want to do regularly. So when my wife tests me, I just laugh. Why didn't you get you're heading off to work already. Why didn't you get the kids' food ready? I'm always left to do everything. Oh, babe, I love you. You're so cute when you get angry. I'll see you later. I laugh. Now, does it always work? No. Now, if I'm laughing at her, that's the wrong way. That's the way I used to do it. I come from a very sarcastic family where that's just the way we communicated growing up. And I thought that's the way everybody did it. Apparently, trust me, it's not. Been slapped a few times for making sarcastic comments, even as a kid, right? In middle school. So the way you don't want to do it is laughing at her. You want to laugh at the situation or the words or the attack coming in at you, right? Because it's bouncing off you. You're like a superhero now, right? You're an Aikido Master, right? The Aikido Master is sitting there, and I run at Aikido Master. I'm 230 pounds. I work out a lot. I'm just like the biggest guy in the world, right? But if I'm running at an Aikido Master, I'm going to take him down, and it's a 120-pound Aikido Master, and I know one, right? That person, that Aikido Master is just going to laugh and like, boop, they're going to fling me off because I don't know what I'm doing. And they're going to smile because it's, oh, how cute that Doug actually wants to try to get to me. That's the way you want to do it. You want to apply it because it doesn't affect you. The reason shit tests exist is to see if you are strong in the man that you are. Are you strong and stable as the man that you are? Yes or no? Not, well, yeah, God, when it's snowing outside like it is here, then I'm not as strong as stable. No, it's a yes or no situation, guys. That's what your wife is looking for. Most all of you want wild, crazy sex in the bedroom. Most of you want intimacy. Most of you want your wife to look at you with admiration and respect again, like the kind that she used to look up to you. And that hasn't happened for many of you in a long time. It's because you're not passing these tests. You're a white belt, and that's okay. But what's the difference between a white belt and a black belt? A black belt is just the white belt that showed up each and every day to training. Never gave up, took the classes, did the right things, and became a master, right? This didn't happen for me overnight, guys. I studied this. I routinely studied this and worked with coaches and really worked on the craft so that when my wife and I get in an argument, it lasts for seconds, not for weeks. I'm a stubborn mofo. I am a stubborn man, right? So I used to, when my wife and I fought early on in our marriage, it would stick with me. I'd be mad for weeks, not days, but weeks. And who paid the price? Me. I paid the price for that because I wasn't an Aikido master at handling these shit tests. I got triggered and I argued back, right? Why didn't you get the kids' food ready? And I'm off to work. Well, geez, I'm doing everything around here. Why don't you get the kids' food ready? You're not working. The least thing you can do is get the kids' food ready. Oh, why are you always picking on me and yelling at me? Now it's an argument. She's pissed. I'm pissed. Now we're not talking. We're disassociated. We're disconnected. However, the same situation. Why didn't you get the kids' food ready? Are you okay? I'm just really stressed because of something that's going on with my mom. Oh, baby, come here. Pull her in, smile, hug. I got you. Or why didn't you get the kids' food ready? You're heading off to work. Babe, I love you when you're like this. And I just make a joke about it. I don't have time to get the kids' food ready today. I'll see you later. Right? You gotta be careful with the laugh. It's my favorite move. That wasn't a great example, but don't fall into deer mode, right? Deer, defend, excuse, explain, react. Most of us react. We go, that's the first thing most of us do. Then we explain. We explain what's going on, right? And there's some explanation, right? You're in a partnership here. You're not the only one in this marriage. So there's some explaining, but you don't have to explain yourself all the time. You don't have to make excuses for your actions either and defend them. That's deer mode. A wolf The wolf, just like the logo for the powerful man, the wolf with his teeth and blood, with a rose in his mouth. The wolf is wise, open, loving, and fierce, just like the Aikido Master, right? The Aikido Master doesn't walk around flexing his muscles all the time because he knows you can't mess with him. You can't fuck with the Aikido Master. You just don't. You just don't. And he knows because he can parry all those attacks. So he walks freely through the world, just like I want you to do that through your marriage. So guys, 3 ways to crush shit tests like an Aikido Master summary. Number 1, are you okay? Number 2, smile and hug her and pull her in like she's a 5-year-old girl that's just scared. Number 3, laugh because it doesn't bother you. It's the opposite of deer, right? You're not reacting. You're not defending yourself. You're not excusing yourself. You're not explaining yourself. Guys, I hope this helps you. As always, I want to know how you're being an Aikido Master. Let us know in the Facebook group, or if you're an alumni, let me know in our private community and let me know how this is working for you. Gentlemen, this is a new year. This is time to break the old patterns. This is a new set. This is time to take different action steps than you have previously, right? If you've been complaining about your marriage for a while, get on a call with one of our advisors and find out if the activation method is right for you. Yes, it is currently only for business owners. Guys, that's what we're doing. That's what we specialize in. And those are the men that we currently are helping. Do this podcast, help as many men as we possibly can, of course. And guys, I'm here for you. I'm always in your corner. Have an amazing day. And always, in the moment of insight, take action. I'll see you next time on The Powerful Man Show.